Marshall asked. She frowned at his question. Isn't noon a little early for cocktails? Come on, babe, relax. It's Friday, the start of the weekend. He flagged down a waitress. Johnny Walker Black for me and a Chardonnay for the lady. Chardonnay was Amber's drink of choice when she and Marshall were acting the part of gambler and his bimbo. Amber didn't want anything to do with the charade now. She waved her hand in the air. Nothing for me. With a nod, the cocktail waitress turned and walked away. Marshall immediately cocked his head to one side. Something wrong? He asked Amber. She shook her head. No, it's just that it's awfully early in the day, even for a Friday. He pinned her with his astute stare. What's your problem? You usually don't give a damn what I drink or win as long as we have a gig planned that'll bring in some cash. And I already told you we're set for tomorrow night. Relax. He reached out a hand to smooth her long curls. She forced herself to release a calming breath. He was right. She'd never questioned him about his drinking before. From the moment she'd asked him to join her in her mission to raise big money by revisiting the tricks her father had taught her in her youth, she'd always let him do his own thing. Amber didn't want him drinking now, because the more alcohol he downed, the more volatile he could become when he heard her news. She might as well get it over with. About tomorrow's game. Amber clenched and unclenched her fists. Her palms were damp, and she resisted the urge to wipe them on her dark dress. His wary gaze turned his irises coal black, but Amber wasn't afraid. He usually possessed enough charm to cover his explosive temper. Usually. What's wrong? He asked again. I won't be there. That's a bad joke. He frowned, the scowl marring his features. You know I can't win without that photographic memory of yours. What could be more important than the game? How to explain honesty, morality, and guilt to a man who didn't worry about those things? Amber bit the inside of her cheek, wondering how to phrase things so he'd understand. She met Marshall's unnerving gaze. I'm not coming tomorrow because I'm finished with card counting. With this life. She'd always loved the highs and challenges that high-stakes gambling offered, but she also needed to like the person she viewed in the mirror each morning, and she had, until she was forced to leave the career she loved to look after her father. As a concierge in Beverly Hills, Amber had had a legitimate job that offered her enough challenge to satisfy her reckless streak. She'd found the best in life, and she wanted it back. And since she'd saved enough money to take time and find another way to pay for her father's care, she intended to do just that. Finished? Come on, baby, be real. Marshall laughed from deep in his chest as his eyes wandered over her. Like I just said, we're a team, you and I. Not anymore. At 24 years old, she'd learned that she preferred to come by her excitement honestly. Oh, really? He folded his arms across his chest, his body language telling her he wasn't buying one word. Where else are you going to get the tax-free cash to pay for that fancy place your old man is in? He leaned in closer as he spoke. The suddenly too strong scent of his distinctive cologne assaulted her senses, and she pulled back. That's my problem, not yours. I'm just telling you, our days as partners are over. I'm out. The hell you are. He grabbed her arm tight. She shook him off and shot him a deadly look. Do not touch me like that again. Ever. She rubbed her sore arm. I've made my decision, and nothing you say or do is going to change my mind. Sorry, babe. I have too much riding on tomorrow night to indulge you, he said through gritted teeth. He took a step toward her, clearly intending to scare her into changing.